Hello, good evening, Raunak.
Hello.
How are you? Hello, can you hear me? Hello,
Hello. Divyam,
can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Oh,
Okay,
yes, I can hear you.
yeah, there we go. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Divyam?
I'm great. I'm just waiting to talk to all these people.
Yes,
That's
I'm excited as well.
great. All right, so Raunak, why don't you give us a small gist of what we're going to talk about today?
Yes, definitely. So I'm excited about this one. Since in our last live, one of our viewers wanted this topic. So we've come up with this now. And today we're going to talk about business English. As many of us are working now, and we want to know how to present ourselves in meetings and presentations, and also probably in interviews. So business English is very useful, and specifically when you are in a formal setup, and you want to communicate effectively. So we will discuss a few phrases and some important words which make your language impactful when you are speaking. So let's begin.
I think you may have to give this explanation again when everyone actually joins. No problem. Basically today we're talking about business English, guys, because you guys requested it. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Okay. All the love you give us is helping a lot, and it helps us create new content. Okay. And it tells us what you like watching. Right. So this is going to be a part one of basic business English, and I'm sure we're going to discuss this in much more detail once we get to, let's say, 10,000 followers. Right.
Definitely, yes, we must do that.
Right.
And
We
we'll
already
only do
have,
that if you guys subscribe and share our videos.
definitely. We're in this journey together. So the bigger we are, the more people we can help with these videos. Okay. So guys, oh, Abhishek and Harshita have already said hi. Hey guys.
Hi Abhishek, hi Harshita, welcome to the session.
Mhm. Okay. So do we have any questions till now, guys?
Any doubts?
Any doubts till now? Anything that we need to clear out? Tell us how you've been liking our videos, the reels, the videos, the lives, all of it. We would love
Yes,
to
we have
know.
an awesome reel currently by Divyam.
Yeah, I
Let's
look
make
really
that
funny
viral,
in that.
guys. Let's make that viral.
It's not going to go viral. By the way, that is one of the most favorite clips of my life. Like, have you seen the movie Rasha?
Are you asking me if I've seen the movie?
Yeah, Rasha.
No.
So you really should, because it's one of the funniest movies ever made. All three of them, by the way. There are three
Okay,
Rashas. So you can start off with one, and I promise you're going to like
I'll definitely watch it.
it. All right. So in that movie, in that particular scene, he talks to
Yeah.
An Asian person who basically his name is Yu,
Okay.
and that's why that confusion is there.
Right. That's really funny. Guys, if you haven't watched that reel yet, please go on our Instagram and watch that. It's really funny, and Divyam has made it very well. You'll like it, I promise.
It was hilarious because I had to ask my dad for the jacket. It was his jacket. It was like a 15-year-old jacket of his. So, I was making the reel, and my dad walks into the house, and all he's seeing is me in that jacket randomly on a Thursday night, right? And Kritika, my wife, basically shooting the video, and he's like, "What is going on? All the
What's
meds
going
are gone." Yeah, there is. Okay. Subhash just said that I have seen the clip of the movie. Not sure which one. Thank you, Harshita. Tiana said hi. I think Tiana had a lot of questions last time. So Tiana, today we're discussing business English for all of you who just entered again. So if you have any questions, put them in. We will be discussing the basics of how to improve your business English and the vocabulary part of it. Okay, checking
People
and
are
we'll
saying your reel is amazing. Guys, please share it so that
okay.
more and more people can watch it and we get a million views in that.
I think we already have 8,000. I think I'm very happy with
Yes,
that.
we have 8,000. Yes, I have seen. I'm tracking the views. I need more.
Okay. So, Raunak, let's start off with the basics. I think we have a lot of people here.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
what do you think a person needs to do when they're, learning or beginning their journey as a spoken English, fluent speakers in English, right? What do you think they need to do to get better at the business English part, where they are able to communicate fluently at work and put forward their ideas and thoughts?
Hmm. Um, First of all, I think we must know why we are doing it. What is the reason that we are learning anything new? And in this case, business English. So we should have that one thing in mind. What is the reason? What is our goal to learn that language or that skill? So when we are learning business English here in this case, we should know what is the reason. And do we want to sound smarter at work? Or do we need to impress some of our clients? Or do we have to sit in interviews and look more professional there? So we need to set our goal in mind, and then accordingly we need to move forward for
Yeah,
this.
I think another way is basically having a goal in terms of being more efficient with what you're saying, because appropriate vocabulary does exactly that. Instead of saying something, instead of using like a huge sentence, you can just use a small word that explains the situation, right? So I can go and say the party was chaotic. Now, I don't need to say there were people running around, people fighting, lots of noise. Instead of saying all of those things, I can just say the party was chaotic. So the
Right.
person in front of me will understand what I'm trying to say, right?
Yes. Right. Correct. So when we are into this, yes, we should definitely aim to improve our vocabulary, because in less words you can say a lot. So instead of explaining how exactly people were running there and what there was a lot of noise and a lot of things happening at once, it just can be put in just one word, right? Chaotic. Yes,
Definitely. Yeah.
definitely, yes.
Right.
Also, what I feel is, while we are at it, we're trying to improve our vocabulary, sound smarter, using more phrases, more idioms. We should not forget grammar. That's what something most people I've seen do, that they forget about grammar, because they want to put in all the new things they have learned. They want to put it into their sentences, and then grammar goes for a toss. So we should definitely use all these new words, phrases, vocabulary, but remain, be mindful of your grammar as well. Because
Be
if that's
grammatically
incorrect,
correct.
being
It doesn't
grammatically
matter.
correct is important. Yes, if
It
that's
doesn't matter if you are using big words, but
yes,
then
right,
using them in incorrect sentences.
correct.
Mhm.
That's something I
Yeah.
feel.
I think the last point that we need to focus on when we're, trying to understand and learn business English is that you need to mix and match language skills. Okay. Now, what I mean by language skills is basically making sure that you see who you are talking to. Okay. It's very important who you are communicating with. So if I am communicating with someone who's really good at English, I can go all out. I can use all the good words I know. I can try to use idioms. I can use, pop culture references. Now, pop culture reference, for anyone who doesn't know, means, let's say you watched a movie, right? And I think this happens in India all the time. You watched a movie and there's something is really funny. Okay. Now this is one I use with my friends. It's in Hindi, but this is the best example. Whenever I put in on the group like, hey, let's go see the new Marvel movie or something, I'll book the ticket. This is my suggestion. Let's go see the movie. I'll book the ticket. The first thing people ask me is, okay, what time? How much is it? and I'll probably tell them like 300, 400. I live in Mumbai, so it's a little expensive. And the first thing they say is 150 rupees dega. Right? So that is from Hera Fairy. So
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has seen that movie. It's a classic movie. But that is what a pop culture reference is. You refer to a sentence or a phrase or a dialogue used in a movie to
Mm.
make your point or to make it a
Yes.
funny situation. So when you're talking to someone who's really good at English, you can use terms that are famous in movies or that are classic in their culture, in English culture, right? It could be from a movie, from a cartoon, from a show, but you have to make sure that person has seen it, or else that person will just think, but it's for 300 rupees. Why are you offering me 150 rupees? you know, they're just gonna think you're making fun of them. So pop culture references are a big part of communication in the workspace, in the office space, but you have to make sure you use it correctly and you use it appropriately in front of people who would understand that.
Right.
Okay, someone who's not that funny, who's always serious, they won't take um, positively to a joke that you've cracked if you're
Right.
trying to pull someone's leg, right?
Mhm.
So if you're trying to play a prank, pull someone's leg, if it's super serious and he's like we say a sadu manager, if that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So in front of that guy, you cannot crack jokes. You maybe
Right.
a little bit, but don't go overboard.
Mhm.
And in front of someone who's really funny and happy and eccentric and happy-go-lucky, that's what we say. You
Yes.
can't be super serious. You can't be rude. You shouldn't be actually. So make sure you guys know the differences. Find the correct time and place to do all this, and keep experimenting because this is how we will learn. You can't always keep copying something you learn from someone else. You have to create your own personality. And
Hmm.
personality also includes the way you talk, the way you communicate, the way you channel your energy and the conversation. Okay. And a great example of this, okay, is how celebrities speak on an interview platform. Like, let's say, all of these night shows, late night shows, like late night show with Jimmy Fallon, um,
Hmm.
all these talk show hosts, basically Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Conan O'Brien. Um, there are so many. Oh my God, I can't even. Ellen DeGeneres, right? So they'll ask a lot of questions that the celebrities may not like, but they
Yeah.
can't straight up say, you know what, I'm not going to answer.
Right.
Sometimes they use
Hmm.
humor to deflect that answer. So if
Hmm.
someone says, "Are you drunk today?" on the show, and the person is a little offended that okay, you know what, you just accused me of being drunk on your show,
Yeah.
regardless of whether that's true or not, they might decide to deflect the topic.
Hmm.
They might try to answer in a funny way that deflects, that ends the question, but also he doesn't have to give the honest answer. So they'll say, well, I just had this bottle of wine at home, so I had to finish it, or else it would have gotten spoiled. Or
Hmm.
they will say that, obviously I was going to meet you, I can't meet you sober. Or something funny, something that keeps things light, So that is really important.
That's good. That's those examples are really good. And so similarly, I have a few examples in mind for that. We have to use a lot of words, and those words are repetitive in our formal conversations. And mostly when we are in our meetings and when we are talking to our colleagues or bosses or managers, the Sadu managers, as Divyam just said, there could be many. So there are a few words for which we could use a more formal synonym. So, for example, if you have got something, for example, you have Divyam sent me an email and I'm telling him that okay, I got it. So I could say that in a better way that sounds more polite and that sounds more formal. Is that yes, I received the email you sent me. So this is something we can use instead of got, right? I got it.
Mm.
Yeah, I received it. That's a better way to say it. So there were,
Yeah.
yeah, there are a few more examples like that. You have some in mind? Dev?
Yeah, definitely. I think we try to keep our sentences simple when it comes to professional English, or like you're saying email English, right?
Yeah.
That's like the most formal
Mm.
and polite way of communicating with your
Mm.
coworkers.
Yeah.
You need words like, let's say you want to say I need something. Okay,
Mm.
so I have to tell you, Ronak, I need that reel edited.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Instead of saying that, I can just say, Raunak, I can say, Raunak, I require the edited format of that reel. Could you please, instead of saying, contact, I can say, could you please get in touch with the editor and let
Hmm.
us know what's going on, right?
Hmm.
So these are some ways. Like instead of need, I can say require. Instead of contact, I can say get in touch. Okay.
Right.
So instead of talk about, let's talk about today's live. I can
Hmm.
just message you, hey, let's discuss at 5.
Hmm.
Keep it simple, keep it formal, keep it polite. I think that's the best way to handle written English in terms of professionalism.
Right, right, correct. And as you said that while you were talking about the reel being edited, and you said, "Could you please get in touch with the editor?" So, "please" is also a word which is very frequently used in these formal contexts, and it actually goes a long way. So, when you are saying "please," that simply means you're being very polite when you are asking for something somebody. So yes, please is a very please and thank you are two most important words used in our business conversations, and
Hmm.
um, and similarly we have many more examples, and some of them, some of one of that could be if I would say to them, okay, can you please make sure this reel goes up on Instagram? So I could say that in a better manner and say, could you ensure that the reel goes up tonight and things like that. Or and when the reel goes up, will you let me know? And instead of will you let me know, I could say, would you inform me? Would you please inform me when it goes up? So that's nothing.
Yeah. So these are words, guys, that you should write down or at least research Google. Okay, all
Yes.
of these things are available on Google. We're just telling you because we are letting you know how to get to this. Okay.
Hmm.
So a lot of people, a lot of learners have this habit that they come to Clapping Over and they'll just ask a question. Okay, which is not a bad thing. But I think all of this information is available online. If you guys find ways to sort of find answers. The goal is not to just get answers, it's to
Hmm.
it's to learn how to get answers. You know how they say that you can give a man a fish and it'll feed him for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, he'll never go hungry in his life. This is
Correct.
what we are trying to tell you. So a lot of times, I mean, even now, I have a question: difference of does and do. Um, what else is there? Difference between alternate and alternative. Now, all of these things are things we will discuss in a session, or
Hmm.
we will tell you how to find the answers to this question. We cannot sit and obviously, answer these small questions here because we have a bigger picture in our mind that, hey, we want to make sure you understand how to find solutions to a certain problem. And today's problem is business English. And this is something that has been highly requested by a lot of you. So we want to make sure that, we help as many people as possible. We have, I think, 50 live viewers right now, and we want to make sure we do that. No offense to anyone. It's not that we don't want to answer these questions, right? But if it's not related to the topic, then we sort of try to avoid it because we have a lot of content waiting to give you guys. And trust me, when we get to it, you guys will love
Right. And
it.
as
This
we've
is
said, you just don't find out answers, get more questions. You should be more curious about things. So when you have questions, you will automatically look for those and find out the answers yourselves. So we want you to think so that you have more questions. And these are only a few examples that we could think of right now. And there's an ocean of these words waiting for you. So you can always go up, and you can also let us know in comments that this is the word that I use, this is something that I read. So if you share things with us, we'll be more motivated that okay, you guys are also learning things on your own, and we're just helping you out.
hmm I think this is the first time I've heard a question like this in a live. Ideal company, I don't know what your real name is. But the YouTube channel Ideal Company is asking, is there any benefit in taking clapping or subscription? You know, a lot of times in a demo, I get asked this question, and I don't want to say I laugh, but I want to say that sometimes I just like yes, like because we've done so many things. Like we've put up videos, and over 700 videos have been put up by people taking sessions. A lot of people in the chat right now put up sessions. Okay, like let's I'm not going to name names, but like a lot of them do put up their sessions online. So let me tell you, if you're still there, it doesn't matter what level of English you're on. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, or an expert. Clapping Go is a platform where you can come and practice, and the fact that it is one-on-one means your personalized needs are going to be met. It could be anything you want to improve on. Out of 100, you could be a speaker who rates in the 90s. Okay, let's say you have 94% out of 100 in English. You still want to get to that 99%. So we can help you get to that 5% as well, because we have a wide array of tutors who, want to help you in whatever way they can, right? So a particular tutor can help a beginner, and he can help you in whatever way you want. You just have to let them know what you need. And if you haven't already taken a demo, take the demo and they will explain to you in detail how to do this. Okay. Saif also said, I'm sorry, Raunak, to interrupt you so many times, but Saif also said, I have a very silly question. How many hours should a person practice English in a day to reach the fluency on a basis level, to become fluent on a basic level, I'm assuming? Saif, that's a very general question. We It becomes very difficult to understand everyone's needs and how they react to it. Okay. Now let's say let's use weight as an example. Okay, the summer is about to end and we've gained a little bit of weight. For some people genetically, it's very easy to lose weight. They could go to the gym for 1 week. Okay, they could go to the gym 3 times and lose 1 kilo. And then I know a lot of people who have been doing cardio and weight training for over a year and they haven't lost 5 kgs, right? So in the same way over here, it depends on what problems you're facing right now, Seth. It also depends on how much of a quick learner you are, how you learn, how you invest your time in these exercises. Are they effective or no? Okay. So make sure you do all of that research. And again, talk to a tutor if you want. Maybe they'll be able to give you a timeline or give you a better way to get to become fluent on a shorter time in a shorter time period. Yeah. Sorry, Ron,
Yes,
you interrupted.
definitely. Our aim will always be to make things quicker for you. So we will give you an advice that suits you. And only when you talk to the speakers here, you will understand better, I would say. And they would be the better judge to help you know that how much
Yeah.
time you actually need to give in any like on any day to help you improve. So
Yeah, and once they talk to you for 10, 15 minutes, they'll understand what your routine is like, what efforts you can make, how much time you have in the day to invest in it. So it's completely up to you. A student can give 3 hours to, become fluent in English, but a working professional who has a kid maybe only has 15 minutes a day. So in that case, the learning level is going to be very, very different, over a span of 1 month.
correct. So we have different ways to fix your problem. So we will definitely um, customize those things for you and let you know how you should go about it. And as I say that, fixing a problem can also be called as solving. So that's something you can use in your business English, in your formal conversation. That would you please solve this issue instead of can you fix this problem, please? So that's better to
Yeah.
say, could you please solve this issue? It's coming again and again. And
Yeah. Should we move on to the next point? We have a lot of content to share with them.
yes, yes, definitely.
So let's get to the vocabulary part.
Sure. You take the lead, please.
Yeah, just give me a second. Okay, I'm going to type in a lot of words, guys, in the chat. Check out the chat. These are all the words that we're going to be mentioning right now. Oh, there's a word limit. Okay, give me a second. There we go. And then I'm going to do this. Yeah. So these are some of the vocabulary words that we're going to be discussing right now. If possible, guys, I want you to use these words and create a sentence in chat. Okay. And the best sentence will get a shout out from us. All right. Um, some of the words are team player, I think a lot of you have heard that. The three forms of the word collaborate: the verb form, collaborative is an adjective form, and collaboration is a noun form. Okay, to collaborate means to get together in a team and work together to create something or to get to a certain goal. All right. Co-working or shared space. Now, this is a word that means um, working in an office together, technically. So, Raunak and I are working remotely. We're working from our homes, as you can very obviously see from my background. I don't know about Raunak, but it basically means work. Shared workspace means you have an office and you share it with two different companies. This is a cost effective method that has been recently introduced. And the best example of this is WeWork, the company called WeWork, where what WeWork does is they either buy a building or a floor in a business complex, and then they rent out desks or rooms to certain companies. So it's possible that you enter a floor and there are like 15 different offices, but there's only 15 tables on the floor, or like 15 different small rooms. So that is called a shared workspace. Okay. Now, do you want to take the others?
Yes, sure. So we have one more word, which is multinational. So this is a word we've been listening to for a long time, and it's pretty self-explanatory, I would say. And so we would like you to put in your sentences using all these words, and you can be as creative as possible. So the most
Yeah.
creative one will get a shout out, as Divyam said.
Okay. There's another word, disruption. Now, this is a word that can be used in an office space because this is basically what it means is distraction. Okay. Disruption is can you think of an example, Rana, of disruption? You
Um,
can. I can't think of anything. Okay, we
Thinking
can
about a
say that
disruption that we
um,
faced.
yeah, we can. No, not what we face. Just an example. We can say that the steel market has been disrupted by the Ukraine-Russia conflict, right? So that is a good example because the steel market was primarily supplied by these countries, and due to the war, there are lots of bans, trade bans, and lots of sanctions that have been put on Russia. And if you don't know about this, Google it. It's a very interesting topic, and I'm sure you learn a lot of new words and how the international politics work. Okay, so check it out, guys. Okay. What else, Rana? What else do we have to share with them?
Oh, we have another fun word, a gig economy. So, as gigs are some things that we could do as, part-time things, freelance jobs. So, gig economy is, the word means, a labor market characterized by prevalence of short-term contracts or freelance work as opposed to permanent jobs. So that is gig economy. That's something really in these days. Many people are doing these freelance jobs instead of doing a full time as 9 to 5 jobs. So
Hmm.
let's use these in
Yeah.
our sentences, guys.
Uh, I think we have an application, I would say, or a contestant for our contest. Ideal Company has put something up, although I would like to correct that. He said, I shared workspace with a team player who also collaborated with startup. Now, that although you have used a lot of these words, you will need to add a little bit more detail into that sentence. Okay. So you can say, I shared a workspace, okay, with someone. Now, with a colleague or someone, team player is used to basically describe a person's personality.
Hmm.
He is a team player. But you cannot say I worked with a team player. You have to say I worked with someone who was a team player. Or I worked with Mukesh and Mukesh was a team player. That would be a better way to put that. The second part of the sentence is who also collaborated with startup. Again, who also collaborated with a startup. Okay, we have to use over here. But the second part is not bad. Just make sure you fix the first part, and then the sentence will make sense. Multinational companies pay good CTC to their employees. Um, CTC means cost to company, and I think in this sentence we shouldn't use CTC. You can say that multinational companies have a higher CTC, they have a higher cost to company. But what you're saying right now, Sanju has put this message in. Multinational companies pay good cost to company to their employees. That doesn't make sense, right? So you can say that multinational companies have a high CTC for per employee or to each employee. Okay, that is a sentence that would make sense. Ideal company said Raunak fully is disruptive for me. Um, okay, moving on. I am planning to minimize disruption in my daily life, Steph. We're all trying that. Good luck. Please let me know if you find the answer.
And please share it with all of us so that we can use those ways.
Yeah, put that answer in live. Or put that answer in chat, I'm saying. Oh my God. Sixto Pax has a question. Can you explain the meaning of handy? Ronak, what is the meaning of handy?
Okay. Handy is something which is easy to do, easy to handle, I would say. And for example, I can come up with an example.
I would say that, because of my because I fall ill quite easily, I keep a handkerchief handy,
Hmm.
right? So what that means is I keep a handkerchief around me in case I need to blow my nose, or in case I'm coughing while I'm taking a session or I'm on the live. So keeping something handy. I always keep a pen handy with me in case I need to sign something or I need to note down a phone number or some important information, right?
So we can access it easily whenever we need it. So that's
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Yeah, I think we've answered all questions. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Hmm. So who's the winner?
I think all these sentences are really good. Some of them have some sort of grammatical errors, which I have pointed out. But if I had to choose one,
Oh,
um,
one. Wait, there's one more before you choose one. Saf says you guys collaborating with us in order to improve our English. So
yeah, I think that's good.
you guys are collaborating with us?
Yeah. See, again, there are more sound mistakes here and there. So I'm going to go with a very simple one. I'm
Please
going to
don't
go
go
with
with
Seth.
the that I am
I'm going to
disturbed.
go with, no, I'm going to go with Seth by saying I'm planning to minimize disruption in my daily life.
Right.
Because I think that is something that a lot of people
That's a
would have
mantra we
agreed
should
with.
all
We should all follow. Yeah.
all
And
yes.
I have been doing that honestly because for me it's very important to keep everything quite convenient and where
Hmm.
I get to be in control. I think this is a question that a friend of mine asked me a really long time back, and it changed the way I thought about life. We were about to play football, and I was complaining about something that I don't get time, or this was years ago, I think 5, 7 years ago. And he asked me a very simple question: if you had to put a percentage, okay, what percentage of your life do you control? Right? So, Rona, can you answer that question? What percentage of your entire life is in your control?
Okay. So since all these days are very disruptive, I would say. So these days I'm facing issues which I know I cannot control. So,
Hmm.
and right now, I would say, I don't know, 10%, 10% is something we can control because that depends on our emotions, our reactions to things that happen to us. The rest is not under our control, I think, right now.
Exactly. And um, are you happy when you heard that number? When you thought of that number? Were you happy with that number?
Happy with
10%?
controlling that 10%. Yes, I think I know that I am controlling this part, so I am doing it. The rest is something that I accept because I can't control.
Hmm.
So being
Okay.
happy with that is
Fair enough.
important. Accepting things is important.
Fair enough. That's a bit of a compromise, don't you think?
Yeah, I would say yes.
So at that time, when you had asked me that question 7 years ago, I had said 30%. My life, I have 30% control over what goes on in my life. And
Mm,
he said, bring that to 90. If it's not 90%, you will never actually be happy. That's what he said. It may not apply in your case,
mm,
but since then, I've done everything in my power to make sure that I control my schedule,
mm,
the way my friends talk to me, who gets to talk to me, right? Because that's very important. There are lots of people who are, I'm not going to, I know this is overused, but actually disruptive now, in this sense, actually disruptive, negative, people who discourage you, right? There are lots of people who do that. And this is exactly why we have so many fears, we have so many concerns and doubts. And I think the best way to handle that is to know if you want them in your life. If they
mm.
don't bring you joy, or if you're not learning from them, I think it's not worth your energy and your time to deal with that. We all have someone in our life who brings us down, or makes us feel bad for something we do or our choices. And at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, do I want to just listen to them and follow what they're saying? Or do I want to make my own mistakes and remember the next time make the right choice? Right? You can teach someone something, but you can't make them learn that thing. Like I always
Right.
usually say, I can tell a kid not to touch the gas because the gas is hot. But then the kid will always wonder, why can't I touch it?
Mm,
He'll never think it's hot because that's
mm.
why I shouldn't touch it. So I can just not tell him anything and let him touch the gas one time. But that will be the only time in his entire life he will touch the gas.
Right.
Right? This is what I'm saying. So this is when he said that, it really opened my mind, and I'm like, you know what, I should strive to do that. That is why what he said really resonates with me. It really connects with what my life philosophy is. Ideal company said I'm controlling minus 10% of my life right now. Yeah, I think English said if we stop collaborating with social networks frequently, 90% of our things, 90% of things will be in our control. Um, I can't give a general comment on that, but a big percentage of our life would be in our control. That is true. I wouldn't say 90%, but yes. Why you need to control your life? To be happy? Like Tiana just asked, why do you need to control your life? I don't need to control my life. I need to be in control of it. I can still decide to do something funny and be spontaneous, but if other people always have a say in what you are doing, then do you really get to live your life, your own life? Okay. Anyway, this has gotten too philosophical. Topic is business English, and we should focus on that, guys. So I think that's it. That's all we have to offer in terms of the first episode of Business English. We will do more of these, and if you like it, make sure you comment on the video once it goes up on YouTube. And again, like I said, share it with your friends, subscribe. The more subscribers we get, the more we get to make fun content and maybe even create props, experiment with animation, all of these. So yeah, swear
And
love.
Divyam can create more reels like that, with
Yeah,
like the
swear love,
last
guys.
reel he has created.
Yeah, see, Ideal Company said, I learned the word disruptor today and I'll never forget this word. Exactly. This is what we're trying to say. This is why we tell you to watch movies and, have English around you so that you learn these words and never forget it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments. Raunak, do you want to sign us off?
Yes, sure. So guys, please put in anything that, and this business English topic, we got this idea because last time someone suggested this. So you can please suggest more topics as such, so that we can use this content for your help. So we know what you want. So please share your and also give us the feedback how you like this and what else would you like us to add in all these lives of us. And yes, we come here live every Friday. And thank you for coming and watching us today.
I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody. Please don't forget to share our video.